What if I told you that one of the most successful up-and-coming cryptocurrency exchanges was in bed with a certain political party? And now that the house of cards it built itself upon has come crumbling down, it threatens to expose something far bigger than a few political donations. Let me explain. Meet SBF, or Sam Bankman-Fried, Chief Executive Officer of FTX Trading Limited, or the most generous billionaire in the world.
Okay, the guy you see next to me is the most generous billionaire in the world, and I found him.
Hi, my name is Sam, and this is my story.
FTX went from a $32 billion company to bankruptcy in the matter of just 4 days or so.
Recently, the FTX cryptocurrency exchange collapsed under a lending scheme that was exposed between FTX and his other company, Alameda Research, all spurred on by a public squabble by two ego-driven CEOs, SBF of FTX and CZ of Binance.
Once there existed two rival crypto exchanges, Binance and FTX, the number one and number two crypto exchanges. And their CEOs, CZ and SBF, or Sam Bankman-Fried, hate each other. That's an important part of this story. Recently, SBF decided to take a pot shot at his competitors' attempts to work with regulators and said, he is allowed to go to DC, right? Implying that CZ was banned. Now, he didn't know it at the time, might have signed his own funeral, because a few days later, a report came out from CoinDesk leaking FTX's financial balance sheet. And what it showed is that they had a lot of money, but it was sort of locked up in all these token projects they were a part of, most notably in FTT token, Solana, and other projects that they were behind. Now, Dirty Bubble Media, who is the person who called out the collapse of Celsius, which we've talked about extensively, picked this up in a scathing report. In it, he suggested that FTX and Alameda Research might be insolvent because all their money was locked up in these tokens that might be worthless. And if everyone tried to withdraw their money all at once, the company could likely not pay off their liabilities. Now, CZ saw this and decided to take an opportunity to strike against his biggest rival.
After the collapse, there started to be some interesting questions raised. Like, how did a company founded in 2019 quickly become one of the most dominant cryptocurrency exchanges on the internet, sponsoring everything from the MLB to stadiums, and maybe even your favorite YouTuber? Well, meet Barbara Fried and Joseph Bankman, mother and father of FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried. Both are Stanford-educated compliance lawyers, just the type of people you would need to know to weave your way through the red tape to set up one of the biggest scams of the century. Barbara Fried also happens to be the co-founder of Mind the Gap, a pro-Democrat super PAC set up in 2018. Then, conveniently, her son ended up becoming a multi-billionaire months later, becoming the perfect funding mechanism for said super PAC, and in turn, being rated number 4 on the top federal level Megadonor list, and even giving Joe Biden the second largest donation of his campaign. So the question at this point really is, how far does this rabbit hole go? Well, buckle up, buddy, because this roller coaster isn't over yet. Ukraine partners with FTX. Well, they have partnered with everyone under the sun almost. But isn't it a bit interesting that the country the Democratic Party is shoveling money into happens to be in partnership with FTX, which happens to be shoveling money into the Democratic Party? I really don't want to jump to any sort of conclusions here, but can we at least come to an agreement that this is sort of odd? Another totally not weird coincidence to note, while it was coming out that this company was totally insolvent and collapsing upon itself, the exchange magically gets hacked, moving the rest of customer funds to a mysterious address. And the rumor is around the internet, SBF left the country. It's a coincidence, I'm sure. Now, there is more to the rabbit hole than that, but it isn't safe to cover here. There are talks of Epstein-esque allegations, and a whole lot more. If you care to look into it, finding the Twitter thread should be pretty easy with their search function. I would link it, but again, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Looking to watch another video? Check out this video here, where I talk about the implications of big tech censorship.